Welcome, wrestling fans. Welcome to Curtain Jerkin. As always, I'm your host, Jacob Grondy, reporting for the Main Event Marks YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Spotify. However you listen to my voice, I appreciate it. And I think this is the second show in less than 24 hours, so that's kind of cool. I have been on a hiatus. I got a little burnt out, I'm not going to lie. And I had to kind of rethink how I was going to do this show because I have, a few things in my life that are kind of taking priority over podcasting, over wrestling podcasting. I do like podcasting. I do love professional wrestling. So I thought of a new way to do it. I am going to only watch the big shows, and I'm going to be doing predictions on the big shows. I'm going to be doing reviews on the big shows. I'm going to, watch what I want to watch, of course, as far as weekly pro wrestling, but I'm not going to be reviewing it and talking about it on the internet. Maybe I will on my Twitter or something like that, but nothing of note. And I'm going to rank every single match from the shows I review from worst to first with a 9-point ranking system. Big fight feel, which would be you would get 3 points based on entrances, the build of the match, and the aura as the bell sounds. That gets you 3 points. And then we also have the bell to bell, the moves, the story within the match itself, and the finish. 3 points there. And then beyond the competitors, the announcing and production, the crowd, and the historic ramifications of the match itself will get you 3 points. So that'll give you 9 points. And that is assuming that there is really, in my opinion, no perfect professional wrestling match. So it'll get you 9 points. And then if you get all 9, and I still don't think that that's good enough, I do want there to be the that little something extra of a 10 points. But this is my second show with this system, and no one's gotten an 8 yet. So I think this is a good system to have, and let's just jump on into it. I don't, I reserve the right not to watch Dynamite, and I think after this show, I've seen everything I need to see with AEW. Holy shit, what a show. It had everything. It had so many things that I forget what happened at 8:30, and it was like a really, really big deal. Things that happened at like 8:30 and 8:15. I'm talking to you at 12:40. I usually go to bed around 10 o'clock, so I'm way past my bedtime doing this review for you guys, and goddamn do I love pro wrestling. Let's dive into it. Before I rank every match from worst to first, let's start with, probably maybe the news of the night. I don't even know anymore. Adam Cole comes out, still super over, still a great promo, and then he has that devil match reminding us of, this shitty storyline that he's still kind of involved in. And then the lights go out. And then they show MJF's house. They show the scarf sitting on the mannequin. And then they showed a torn up picture of Adam Cole. And then right beside it is the rest of the picture, also torn, MJF. MJF's music hits, and he comes out with the jean vest, leather jacket combination, just like Triple H did decades ago. A better cosplay than DIY at Mania, and definitely less of a kiss ass than DIY at Mania. He comes out there, and I think he kind of showed up Triple H here, because Triple H had a t-shirt on under the jean vest leather jacket combo where he was just showing ripped ass abs. He came out, he hugs Adam Cole. No one's buying this. He steps back, kicks him right in the dick. Old swerve to Adam Cole here, popping everybody. This was great. And then he grabs the mic and says, unlike everyone in the back, he didn't need New Japan or Vince McMahon to get over. Reveals that he has an AEW tattoo and he ain't ever fucking leaving. you forget how good he is on the mic, or maybe I did. I was, pretty excited to see him, and then he gets the mic, and then he reminds you why you were excited to see him in the first place. This was great. We needed MJF back for AEW, and this was right here, second, after the first match on the show. Great stuff here, and now I'm going to rank every single match from worst to first on that 9-point scale that I told you about. I also did this for King and the Queen of the Ring. So, if you're listening to this show and for some reason you don't listen to King and Queen of the Ring review, go back and listen to it. It's a great time. There's 11 matches on this card. I think it could have been shorter. I think you're already doing a Collision show, so you already have a Saturday night show. I mean, I know I'm playing, fantasy booking here, but maybe put 2 matches from Collision, or from this show on the Collision show, hyping up, this pay-per-view show with, kind of a big go-home show the day before. I don't know. But number 11, Trent versus Cassidy. The entrance here, Trent, his new music kind of sucks. Cassidy, his music was good. He came out with the old Pixies song from a few years ago. Match starting off, both of them firing shots. They go to the floor. Crowd letting Trent have it, calling him an asshole. Cassidy keeping his hands in his pockets as he's getting fucking rocked here by Trent. This was kind of a cool spot. Cassidy able to use the steps to get to the upper hand. Goes back in the ring. Beach break, orange punch, countered into a go-go plata. Rolled up by Cassidy. 1, 2, 3. Cassidy steals the win here. It looks like they're going to continue this one here. I rank this at a 3, but that's not that bad because this looks like it's going to be maybe closer to the first chapter than it is the final chapter. Trent leaves without speaking to Renee. Rocky Romero is still trying to piece things together. Rocky Romero, gets shoved to the side as Trent leaves through the crowd, and that was the worst match on the show. But the top 10, just making the top 10. Hook versus Jericho versus Shibata. Entrances, Jericho waving ironically, playing to the crowd here. It was hilarious. And then the match was a bit of a clusterfuck, but that's by design here. Hook setting up a table. Jericho brings out a bag, usually for thumbtacks, but in Las Vegas it was dice. And Jericho gets thrown onto the dice by Hook and Shibata almost immediately. And then they start beaming him with dice. They get kendo sticks. It's the 3-man strike battle with these kendo sticks. They set up a table in the ring. Shibata hits a Death Valley driver to Hook onto Jericho, who was laying on the table, but the table didn't break. They kind of all just tumble across it. Jericho calls an audible here, sets up the table in the corner, and Shibata pretty much throws him into it. But you could tell Jericho was the one kind of like, oh, we need to break this fucking table for these people. Hook, rear naked choke to Jericho. Big Bill breaks it up. Crowd is pissed Big Bill's out there, but they can't do anything about it. It's an FTW rules match. Hook tosses Big Bill through a table. Walls of Jericho locked into Shibata, countered into a figure 4. Las Vegas crowd wooing here at Shibata, locking in the figure 4. You gotta love that. Red Rum also locked into Jericho at the same damn time. This man, in a black hood shows up. I forgot about this spot, but this was crazy. A man in a black hood shows up, starts attacking both men other than Jericho, takes it off, has a lucha mask on, kind of a la Jericho, and then it's revealed that it's Brian Keith. Judas effect to Hook. 1, 2, 3. Jericho retains the title, but it looks like Brian Keith might be joining the learning tree of Chris Jericho with Big Bill. Why not, right? I ranked this match a 3 as well, but I put it above Trent and Cassidy because it was fun at times. It was fun, but I still put it at a 3. Number 9, Death Triangle versus Bullet Club Gold. The entrance was cool, but Phoenix almost slipped a little bit here, and I gotta stick with my my ranking system. He slipped a little bit trying to pose, so you got to give him a negative score on that entrance. Bang Bang Gang, though, cool entrance. This was instantly cool here with Pac and Switchblade staring off at each other as the bell sound, but then Switchblade quickly tags out. Penta diving through the ropes while Phoenix dives over Penta off the turnbuckle to the floor. That was cool. Death Triangle, Bang Bang Gang cutting the ring in half here, working over Pac. Lucha Brothers able to get the hot tag, able to take control. Pac, chest red from getting chopped here. He goes up top, but then Juice Robinson knocks him off the apron. The returning Juice Robinson, Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3. And it's good to see Juice, and it's good to see them all celebrate here. I ranked this match in a 4. So it gets put at number 9. And then number 8. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was ranked this low, but controversial. This show is long for me, and I was getting kind of tired, so I think maybe this match getting ranked so low here has something to do with that. Swerve versus Christian. Entrance was cool. Nice video package for the build. Nice video package for the champ. And then Nana with the beer bottles paying homage to the Warriors movie. And then Swerve paying homage to the Warriors movie, that 70s classic, with his entrance gear. Methodical start to this one. Christian with the upper hand. Turtleneck technician here, controlling the pace. Swerve slowly gains the momentum, using the turtleneck against him. Christian gets the upper hand and locks in a sharpshooter. Nick Wayne trying to use the world title. Nana takes it away from him, but Nana gets caught holding the world title and sent to the back. Mother Wayne distracts the ref as Killswitch accidentally hits Christian, but still able to spear Swerve. 1, 2. Swerve kicks out. Killswitch gets caught, and they all get sent to the back. All 3 of them. Wayne and his mom and Killswitch all sent to the back. But then Nick Wayne still comes out here. This is kind of why I might have ranked it low. I didn't really get this or think this was this cool. Wayne still comes out, allowing, Cage to hit this Killswitch. 1, 2. No, I can't believe how many people thought that Swerve was going to lose the title here in this audience. They were hooked. Nana chases Nick Wayne away with the pipe again. So you had 2 get the fuck out pops. And then to no avail, you still had Nick Wayne come out. I was kind of, it kind of made the world title match seem loony toony to me and not as serious as it should have been. House call 1, 2, 3. Champ retains and, celebrates with Money Mayweather, who was in the crowd. All these people, out here to hurt the champion, and Money May could have gotten there and knocked out Killswitch this whole time. This match is ranked at a 5, and we move on to number 7. Takeshita versus Moxley. Entrances were cool. Moxley, of course, coming through the crowd. Takeshita with that mask. He looks fucking cool. Both these guys look cool. They didn't really need to do much for their entrances to have cool entrances. Their aura and all of that kind of helps them out there. This is an IWGP World Title match. Takeshita going after the arm in the early going, working snug. Mox in trouble. Crowd chanting for him, though. That is really the story of this match here. The ruthlessness of Takeshita versus the heart of Jon Moxley. Takeshita hits a Death Rider. 1, 2, no. Takeshita throwing chairs, ref throwing them out, and then Mox hits a big stomp with Takeshita's face hitting the chair. Death Rider from Mox. Kind of a chicken shit, very Liv Morgan way to win here. I mean, Liv Morgan kind of had a chair thrown into the match at King and Queen of the Ring, and then that resulted in her winning the Women's Championship. And here is the IWGP Champion winning the exact same way the next day. 1, 2, 3. I ranked this as 6. It was a great match up until the finish with everything. This could have been match of the show if they had a good finish, but I didn't like this Moxley being a face, coming, trying to overcome adversity, and then at the end of the day, just using a fucking chair. So I ranked it, it's at number 7 on the show, and I ranked it in a 6. Number 6. The first match on the show, Will Ospreay versus Roderick Strong. The entrances were made pretty much by this crowd here chanting for Ospreay. That was the coolest part of the entrance. Ospreay attacking Strong before the bell, keeping the crowd hyped as the bell sounds. Crowd still chanting for Ospreay even, during pretty much this whole match. Kingdom are able to take advantage of the ref being distracted. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen the ref be distracted by. It was a doomsday suicide dive. He was able, Matt Taven was able to get in the ring, hit the ropes, and hit a dive as, oh man, I'm blanking on his name, but as his partner was able to hold Will Ospreay like a suicide dive. That was crazy to see the ref get distracted by that degree, but it popped me. Later on, they jump on the apron and Wardlow comes in, but Rimsberg, the referee, catches him and, he sends them all to the outside. Ospreay dives on all of them, hitting a Sky Twister press. Roddy goes after the knee. Backbreaker 1-2, no. Ospreay counters into a powerbomb. Strike battle, Os Cutter, ref checking on Strong. He looks hurt. Callis wants Ospreay to hit the Tiger Driver 91, but after the damage done to Omega and Bryan Danielson, Will doesn't want to hit it. He goes for it though. Crowd wants it, but he hesitates. Strong gets to hit the gut buster, the high boot, 1-2, no. Stormbreaker, 1-2-3. Will Ospreay is the new AEW International Champion. This guy is too over to be holding such a mid-card title, but this match was great. I ranked it at a 6, and it's 6 on the card out of an 11-match card, so it's right there in the middle. But you got Okada with a mid-card title. You got Adam Copeland with a mid-card title. You got Will Ospreay with a mid-card title. And you could argue that all three of those guys are more over than Swerve with the world title. So I think putting these mid-card titles on these guys who are super over and having so many mid-card titles like that kind of dilutes all the titles and kind of makes your champion look weak. Where if you just had maybe one mid-card title and put it on one of those three guys, that would make that mid-card title special, and then you would have, Okada and Will Ospreay able to fight for the world title and have something that Swerve have something that they don't have, thus making the world title stronger and making your champion stronger. But I digress here. I'm trying to, just watch the show. And I rank it number 6, but going into the top 5 here. Number 5, Anarchy in the Arena. I ranked it at a 5. This happened super late into the show. It was the main event, and I was tired. I probably, if I saw this as a standalone match, I probably, would have ranked it pretty high, but it was when I was really tired. But it was still fun. It was really fun to watch. Anarchy in the Arena. The entrances, we all knew what was going to happen. Welcome to the shit show, the Dapper Yapper says. The Bucks reveal their new shoes that are debuting at Reebok. They flick a coin just as the Okada music was coming on. And then the match starts. They attack the Elite as Darby is still coming down. Huge brawl. Thumbtack mask by Darby Allin this whole match. Matt starts cutting a promo, cutting Darby Allin's theme music, playing his theme music. FDR with the long tights here. Kind of cool to see. Danielson cuts off the Young Bucks music and cues the final countdown. This is already nuts. I don't know what the hell is going on. The crowd is going crazy. Coffin drop off the tunnel from Darby Allin. This is kind of a shit show already. This is the only thing that would kind of work, I think, with hyping the crowd up this late into a show. Matt cuts the music again and says that they're trying to save money here. Tony Schiavone comes in saying, "We are just having a good time watching people get their ass beat." What a fucking quote to talk about Anarchy in the Arena. Classic Okada dive over the barricade. Dax bleeding. Darby legit gets hit by a bus while laying in a pile of trash here for the second time in 2024. Darby gets hit with a bus. Power and glory spot in the ring by FTR. Okada hitting a dropkick just in the middle of these chaotic moments. You're just having great wrestling here. Bryan Danielson bleeding. The Bucks kind of trap Darby with the set here. Hard to kind of explain what is even happening at this point. TK Driver off onto a large poker chip onto FTR. I have to be I've been loving this, but it is starting to drag here. And I have been watching, wrestling since 8 o'clock. So I think this is why I ranked it kind of in the middle instead of, kind of close to the top here. And it was kind of a clusterfuck. It's kind of hard to rank this as a wrestling match and not just a complete shit show. Okada with an elbow drop through the table. Senton from Nick, or 450 from Nick through the table. Jack Perry grabs Tony Khan and looks to beat him up, but then Darby Allin comes out with a flamethrower and lights Jungle Boy's ass on fire. The Bucks have to put him out. 450 onto a trash can in the ring. Rainmaker, no one home. Kicking the dick of Okada. Coffin drop on Okada. 1-2, no. And then they are trying to tie Darby up, but by his feet, while FTR is hitting the Shatter Machine. This is when I was like, what the hell is even going on here? Matt hits Dax with an exploding chair. Onita, eat your heart out. This is literally what happened during this match. These are my notes. If you did not watch this match, I'm not fucking with you. All this shit happened. A thumbtack-filled arm sleeve with Okada hitting the Rainmaker to cash. The new Reebok pumps have tacks on them, and they hang Darby Allin upside down by his feet from a rope that came down from the ceiling, and then they are super kicking him with these shoes that have thumbtacks at the bottom of them. No bullshit. That is what's fucking happening in this wrestling match right now. Danielson gets the tacks and hits Matt with it, the shoe that has the tacks. Psycho knee with the chair. 1-2, no. This match is officially too long here. Please help Darby chants from the crowd, because during Danielson's comeback here, he's like hanging upside down like a fucked up pinata here, lifeless. Jack Perry pinned Bryan Danielson. That's when I was tired of this fucking match. When Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, pins Danielson, I'm officially out of this match. That right there might be why it got ranked at number 5 and not making the podium or anything. This match, as a standalone match, this match was probably the match that I would recommend someone going out of their way to watch more than any other match. I mean, all that shit, people getting lit on fire, people getting hit with a bus, them playing the final countdown, someone hanging upside down, getting super kicked by a tack with shoes with tacks in it. That all fucking happened. But I did have to put this match at a 6 because of how long it was in the show and how, it kind of jumped the shark like 3 or 4 times in this match. It was so insane to talk about. I can't believe I have to rank something like this and compare it to something else that I'm about to talk about, which is number 4, Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné. This is number 4. Entrances, Mercedes has the drumline wearing like the Tron gear with the Las Vegas Showgirls. Definitely the most intricate entrance of the night. More than a year since we've seen Moné wrestle, and more than 3 months since she's been in AEW and we haven't seen her wrestle. This is a big deal for her and kind of a big deal for this crowd. This crowd kind of brought me to realize how big of a deal this kind of is. This is a major star, Sasha Banks, returning to the ring. Crowd was hyped for this match when the bell rang. They start doing dueling chants here. Apron bomb by Willow. Mercedes going after the leg of Willow. Then Willow gets the ankle lock applied. Pounce by Willow. Both ladies down. Can't hit the power bomb. Able to barely connect with a power bomb. Eventually a one-armed one. The size difference here is kind of messing with me here because Willow is definitely just manhandling this woman. But there is a 50-50 offense, within the story arc of the match. Power bomb from Mercedes. 1, 2, no. But then locks in the figure 4. Death Valley driver from Willow, but misses the cannonball in the corner. was this a Meteora from Mercedes 1-2? No. Stokely jaw-jacking with the ref. Willow hits the gut-wrench powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter, though. The ref doesn't see it because Stokely Hathaway is bullshitting with the ref. Willow had this win here. Crossface from the CEO. STF from Monet. Willow gets the ropes. Rainmaker. 1, 2, 3. Mercedes Moné gets the victory here. New champ. I rate this match at a 7. I thought this match was really good. The storyline of this match, and yeah, it gets ranked 7, higher than Anarchy in the Arena. I'll say it. This crowd helped a lot too. But then after the match, Stokely mad at Willow. Statlander pushes Stokely down. Looks like she's about to help Willow to the back, but then she just pulls her down by her hair, smacking the bottom of the ramp. And then Statlander and Stokely, are delighted with themselves, cackling at themselves as they rip up Willow's friendship bracelet she gave Statlander here. And it looks like Statlander and Stokely are still teaming up and going against Willow here. I don't know why they didn't attack her when she still had this title, but we'll have to find out on the coming weeks of Dynamite. But that match didn't make the podium. What did make the podium? Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb. The entrances here, you gotta love Toni Storm here. It's been going on for a while, and they've been nailing it for a while. I love it. Toni sniffing Deeb at the early going. Paradise Lock from Deeb here. I like how she does the Paradise Lock, and she sits on her opponent. I mean, Sonata, other people that do the Paradise Lock kind of do it for a little too long, and they don't sit on the opponent. They got to sit on the opponent. I love that shit now. Both ladies landing strikes, and then they're down with a headbutt that connects. Deeb locking in the armbar, and Toni able to break free and locks in the Texas Cloverleaf. Neckbreaker by Deeb, but Vegas, I don't really think they don't really buy Deeb winning here. So these early 2 counts don't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. Timeless is a heel getting cheered like a face, which is hard for Deeb, but I think she pulls it off. She's super smooth in the ring and very underrated in my opinion, and I think most wrestlers would not have been able to accomplish what they accomplished here in this match without a wrestler like Deeb in the ring. She locks in a single leg crab, but then Mariah May and Luther fighting over who's going to throw in the towel. Toni thinks Luther was trying to throw in the towel, but it was Mariah May. Maybe we can tell Toni Storm via Twitter that it was Mariah May or something like that. Didn't Mariah May, she motorboated an opponent this week on AEW television. So she's crazy. And Toni throws the towel into the crowd here, popping the crowd, and we get back into it. Pile drivers. Storm 0, 1, 2, no. Deeb staying after the leg, hitting a number of dragon screws. Deeb talks on the apron, and then in the ring, 1, 2, no. The crowd is starting to buy into these finishes from Deeb. They're getting on their feet, and then as soon as they start to buy into maybe our girl, Toni Storm is losing the title, Storm 0 off the second, and then another one in the ring, 1, 2, 3. Champ retains. This was great. It was very hard to hook this crowd, but they fucking did. Rank at 7. Yeah, that's it. They ranked at 7. They didn't believe the champ was going to lose until the end, and then that's when the match was over. So they took him for a ride, if you will. And okay, so I guess there's 10 matches on the card. So here I am fucking up my whole order here. 10 matches on the card. So number 10 was Trenton and Cassidy. Number 9 was Jericho, Hook, and Shibata. Number 8 was Death Triangle versus Bullet Club Gold. Number 7 was Swerve and Christian. Number 6 was Takeshita and Mox. Number 5 was Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong. Number 4 was Anarchy in the Arena. Number 3 was Willow and Mercedes. Number 2 was Toni Storm and Serena Deeb. And number 1, the match of the night, Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black. I love this match. It was a bit of a shit show, but it was great in some instances as well. Of course, Malachi Black's entrance is always cool, and Edge comes out with a kind of a new age brood type of entrance here. He wanted to do a kind of brood entrance at WrestleMania 39, incorporating Gangrel, and they didn't want to do something like that, but we'll get to it. A little foreshadowing here. Did they incorporate Gangrel tonight? They fucking did. Boom, I'll just say it. This was a cage match full of weapons. Barbed wire used early. Malachi Black bleeding early. Barbed wire bat cuts the head of Copeland. Copeland going to climb the cage. Black kicks the legs out from under him. He ends up racking himself on the way down, and then they slam him through a table in the middle of the ring. Spear by Adam Copeland. 1, 2, no. He wraps Malachi Black up with the barbed wire, like locking him into the table. Climbs to the top of the cage and hits an elbow to jump, but this is like he jumped down like a dart. He didn't like lay flat like a crossbody. He jumped like a dart, hitting the elbow, trying to avoid this barbed wire. Looked a little awkward, but it made sense in how you would try to do something like this if you were in a real fight trying to do something like this, if that makes any sense. Spear countered by the kick, 1, 2, no, and then they kind of jumped the shark here a little bit here, leaving the cage. Crowd barks, and that's when you know Brody King is coming out alongside with Buddy Matthews. Not looking good for Adam Copeland. They first stand with Black, and then they stand with Adam Copeland, but they're bullshitting. Huge lariat from King, taking out Adam Copeland, and then they go back into the ring, and they start wrapping him up with barbed wire, even putting a crown of thorns on his head, holding him like a crucifix. What the fuck is going to happen? The lights start flashing red. It's motherfucking Gangrel who comes back and saves his old protege. Double arm DDTs to everybody. Then he gets hit with a kick by Black. Spear by Adam Copeland to Malachi Black. Still wrapped in barbed wire. He gets it and locks in a crossface using the barbed wire, and Malachi Black passes out. Adam Edge fucking Copeland wins. God damn, what a match. And this happened on a good part of the show where I was still hooked. I gave this match, I think I said at the beginning of the show I didn't give any match an 8, but I just gave this match an 8. And I think I gave the triple threat for the Intercontinental title last show an 8 as well. So matches are getting 8s. The best matches on shows are getting 8s. The worst matches on shows are getting 3s. Haven't given a 9 out yet, and 10 is a once in a lifetime match. It's got to be a perfect match, and I don't think I'll ever give that up. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired, but I'm still recording this for you. Fly high. I'm out.